Hello everyone, this is Michael with a general reading intended for Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for November 2020. I do hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits, whether you're watching it for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with Aries placements. I would like to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It's because of all of you I'm able to continue doing this work and sharing these messages, which has been such a gift to me, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I do have all of my links in the description box down below if you're looking to book a personal reading or Reiki session with me. I also have the astrology blog that lists out all the dates of the aspects and transits I will be mentioning throughout this reading. And I want to give you the heads up, Aries, this is going to be a crazy month, astrologically speaking. 2020 is really going to be ending with a crescendo, and a lot of the transits or aspects that are happening, specifically the aspects, we actually experienced earlier on this year. So it might feel like there's this full circle that is happening with 2020. And I do believe that we're coming at things from a higher perspective with more information, especially with everything that has happened. Even in October, I think there is going to be a lot of information that will be flooding us, especially with this full moon tonight on October 31st. It is Samhain, by the way, so blessed Samhain, happy Halloween to those of you who observe that. I hope that this is a beautiful and safe holiday for all of you. And I think it's just going to be a really interesting next couple of months leading into 2021, to be completely honest with you. And we even have an eclipse season that we are going to be getting on November 30th. So there's just a lot that is going to be happening, a lot of change. I do want to just pull some cards and see what comes up for you. We'll be talking more about the astrology as we see what the tarot has to say about this month. I am going to start shuffling here. What are the messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus? And I do have a natal chart calculator in the description box down below if you want to take a look at the readings for your Moon, Rising, or Venus sign as well. Sometimes those videos have messages for us too, so it never hurts to check and look around. What are the messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the start of November? And then we'll look at the second half of November in just a moment. What are the messages for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. The Chariot and High Priestess coming out together, also in reverse. And the Nine of Coins, or I'm sorry, the Six of Coins here. So I'm seeing with the Eight of Wands, very literally, some of you are feeling kind of stuck in your life, or there might be some delays if you're making moves or traveling. Especially with everything going on. I've noticed with the Mercury retrogrades, it's like every time it stations direct, there tends to be lockdowns, so that might be affecting some of you depending on where in the world you are watching this from. So there may be some delays in that respect, or you're just feeling like you don't have a lot of energy, you're having a hard time moving forward. Something does not seem clear to you, and it's almost like you're waiting at a traffic light and all of a sudden it turns off. That's sort of the visual I'm getting, especially with the Chariot and the High Priestess in reverse here. And you might be feeling like, when do I go? When do I move? Like, am I supposed to do this? And it feels very uncertain at the start of this month. You could be dealing with a Cancer individual with the Chariot and even the High Priestess. And things just don't feel very clear to them or to you about them. And I feel like if you do have the sense that the brakes have just been slammed on you, or there's a wall that's suddenly there that wasn't in the first half of November, I do think you're supposed to really connect with your intuition and almost ask yourself, if the universe was doing this in my favor, what would it be trying to show me, or where is it trying to lead me instead? There may be some reflection that you're just supposed to be doing and reconnecting with yourself, or maybe someone else. I just feel like there's something about this canceled plan. And maybe there was also this financial component as well that was involved with this Six of Pentacles. Maybe you were expecting someone to help you or to work with someone on something and they bail out. And now you're kind of left wondering, well, what should I do with this? Should I just go forward? Or maybe you don't know how to go forward without the assistance of this other person. Let's kind of clarify this a little more. Why is the Eight of Wands in reverse here? The King of Coins in reverse, so that there could be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn individual, or someone who is very earthy, maybe very practical or pragmatic. I almost get the word materialistic with it being in the reverse, to be completely honest. And again, there's this sense of like, someone was supposed to help you with something with the Six of Coins, and maybe that didn't end up happening, or... Interesting. And you're kind of at a loss for what to do. And if this isn't finances, it could also just be a commitment of some kind. Maybe you are working on something with someone, or maybe you are even involved with someone romantically or personally. But this actually feels predominantly like it's about finance, or it's about practical, earthy matters. There could also be an earth sign from the past, someone who's not very stable, who's coming to you for help. Let's kind of clarify the Six of Coins here. Nine of Swords here. Nine of Swords. Coming out with the Six of Coins. There is a lot of concern about money, or about assistance, or resources. And that does make a lot of sense, because Uranus and in Taurus is conjunct with the full moon tonight. They're very close together. And that is showing a lot of us where we might not be as stable as we thought we were, because Uranus likes to shake up the energy of the sign that it's in, and Taurus is all about stability. So maybe there's just this sense of having your stability shaken, or feeling like there's this uncertainty that you didn't necessarily feel as strongly before. And there could just be something, some sort of information that's making you feel uncomfortable or reserved as well. What is all this worry about? Let's pull one more card, and then we'll pull an animal card, and we'll kind of look a little further out and see where all of this is leading you. And Aries, or Mars, is still retrograde in your sign for most of the first half of the month, Aries. So you could just be feeling really run down, really depleted, maybe even irritable. There's a lot of tension in the air right now, and people are, it's almost like they're cranky, to be honest with you. But I think with the election coming up, with so many things happening in the world right now, I would not be surprised if there were conflicts in those arenas, or I think there's going to be a big reaction regardless of what happens, or even a delayed reaction, to be honest with you. But I think it's going to be, there's going to be drama regardless of how things fall, right? Yeah, the Two of Cups in reverse. I really feel like some of you are looking for a partner, and I don't necessarily even mean that in like a romantic sense. It very well could be for some of you, for sure. But I feel like you're almost trying to figure out who can help you move forward. You're seeing that you might not be able to do something by yourself, and you were trying to work with somebody else, and maybe they kind of retracted or pulled back from you. And I feel like there was some broken commitment of some kind. And ironically, it doesn't actually feel romantic for most of you. This feels like it's either a coworker or something like that, a business partner. Let's pull the animal cards. Let's kind of see what their advice for you is. We have two that flew right out. Butterfly and Phoenix. Oh yeah, there's a big change that's happening for you. And there's almost this rebirth. When I see the Phoenix card, this is actually associated with the root chakra, so your sense of stability. And a lot of us, we like to think of stability as stagnancy. Like, I've achieved stability for myself. I know I will always have this thing. My life is this way now, right? And with the Phoenix, and even the butterfly, it's like stability is transformation. Stability is change. If your sense of stability comes from everything staying the same, then that's not going to be stable for you. And maybe there is someone coming back from the past with the Phoenix card, something being resurrected, and you're just not feeling it with this person, or you feel like this person is coming at you and trying to take more than give. You'll kind of know if that's for you. But yeah, there's a big change. There's a big transformation. And honestly, Aries, I think there's something in your life that needs to change. And you kind of know what this is already. You know you've been going down a path that might not be totally aligned with you. And there's this shift that you feel like you really need to be making. And it's almost like the universe is coming in and putting a roadblock in front of you. And being like, we're not doing this again. And it might feel stressful, it might give you some anxiety. But I think it is meant to get you unstuck with the Eight of Swords in reverse. You are freeing yourself in the second half of November. You are coming out of this stuck energy. Whatever it is that's making you feel trapped, you're looking forward to the future with the Two of Wands. You are recalibrating. And you're figuring out, which path do I take? Which decision do I make? I feel like some of you are being presented with a choice. And with the Scorpio new moon, there could be something... There could actually be like money that is coming into your life from an unexpected place, which is interesting because it felt like in the first half of the month money was sort of a concern. And now you're figuring out, how do I invest this? How can I use this to the most of my ability? You also have the Three of Cups with the Empress here. I love, love, love this energy. It's coming together maybe with a Taurus or a Libra energy, or just something that's very stable, something very fertile for you in the long run, and it's like you're finding your people. It feels really good. I'm actually very pleased to see that this is all happening for you towards the end of the month. We do have a lunar eclipse that is happening in Sagittarius, your 9th house. Some of you might actually be planning to make a move to a different part of the country or even a different part of the world. That could be something that's coming up for some of you, and there might have been some sort of delay at the beginning of the month. And of course, I was saying before, there could be lockdowns, there could be things with borders that are happening, so just kind of keep that in mind. But it's almost more about the planning. I feel at the end of the month, even though you are getting yourself unstuck, I feel like some of you, it's more just like, okay, I know what I need to do next now. I know how I go forward, and that's the thing that's making you feel so good and giving you this sense of stability. You know this is going to give you abundance. You feel it towards the end of the month. And I do feel like there is also this boon happening with your love life as well, actually, because we still have these planets that are in Libra throughout most of the month. And that's your house of relationships, your house of partnerships. And that actually isn't just romantic as well. There could really be this business partner or even this team of people that you're working with on something, or this group of friends. Friendship is really, really important for you this month as well. And I do feel like there is something about travel for a lot of you that's coming in pretty strongly, actually, with this eclipse in Sagittarius. There's this big thing about travel. Let's actually clarify the Two of Wands. Yeah, the Nine of Cups, something you're celebrating. There is this wish that is coming true for you. And that's interesting because a full moon, and especially a lunar eclipse, it's usually about completions or endings. It could also be the culmination of something. You're finally making a move forward. You're finally deciding to do this adventure or to learn something new, to go on this study. But it actually does feel like some of you are physically moving. You're coming into a lot of abundance as well. And you're freeing yourself. You're getting yourself unstuck from a situation that you may not have realized you are actually keeping yourself in. And that's a big thing with Neptune going direct towards the end of the month in Pisces as well. It's really important that you do your shadow work this month and look at the ways you might be holding yourself back or sabotaging, even if you're not aware of it, even if it feels like everyone else around you is at fault or is trying to hold you back. You do have to give yourself that honest reflection of, well, what part of me could be holding myself back? Earlier in this reading I was talking about, if the universe is holding you back from something, trying to ask yourself the sort of hypothetical question, if the universe is conspiring in my favor, why is it holding this back? I actually want you to turn that question on yourself as well. Why would I be holding myself back from my own happiness? What am I afraid of happening if I'm happy? Because I think there's something about that is holding you back, and you're seeing that very clearly. And I think when Neptune goes direct, it's always easy to kind of go back into old ways of being, maybe defaulting on old behaviors or relapsing into old addictions or dysfunctions. And I don't think that's something you're doing, Aries, to be completely honest with you. You're feeling like you're finally moving forward. But just be aware that could be a temptation, or that could be happening in the people around you as well. And as we are starting this eclipse season, I really do feel like 2020 is going to end with kind of a big, kind of on a big note. And there's a lot of change that's going to be taking place. But I feel like you're looking very good, Aries, with this Nine of Cups, with this manifestation, with this new direction. And it really feels like in all fronts there's just this dramatic improvement, which I'm very happy to see. Let's pull one more animal card for you, and then we'll kind of finish up this video. We have the shark and the dragonfly. Interesting. So the shark, it is kind of this energy of circling around something before going for it. I do just want to say, if it feels like there's this energy that you can't quite trust, and this is still kind of reminding me of the first half of the month, where there's this person who might be asking you for help, pay attention to those red flags. You might be seeing a fin above water that's a bit of a concern to you. It doesn't have to be a problem if you address it right away. I do also see with the dragonfly, there is a lot of movement, there is a lot of excitement, there could be this change of direction, because dragonfly is the master of changing directions, resetting a course, or redirecting itself. So some of you are just pivoting. You know, whatever it was that was stuck, it's like, okay, I'm just going to do this thing anyway, and it's even better. So you're not that concerned about it. It does sometimes indicate, though, that things might not be what they seem, because dragonfly energy can be a little scattered. It's kind of like Gemini energy, to be completely honest with you. And with this dragonfly energy, while it's important that you are moving forward, it's a great thing, I think you still need to come from it from kind of a still place, or see things very clearly, because I almost think of the surface of water kind of rippling all of this movement and excitement. You might not necessarily be seeing things the clearest, especially with Neptune going direct towards the end of the month. So it's just important that you meditate, that you focus on your breath. Even if it's something good, you still just want to breathe in deeply and be like, and move forward from there. But overall, I'm really not concerned about that at all. I think this is really, really good. You're heading towards a lot of stability. I feel like some of you might even be connecting with new people, maybe new relationships that could lead into like partnerships for you from friendship circles. So that's really, really interesting. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what it is that you're freeing yourself from, and maybe even doing those questions I posed earlier to you, sharing those if you feel so called. Why am I afraid of my own happiness? Or if the universe was conspiring against me, what is it, or conspiring for me, why is it blocking me from certain directions? Where is this universe or this source, this God trying to lead me towards? I'd be so curious to hear your answers. It seems like that's really important for you, Aries. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care and have a happy November.